What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7 and we're marching our way to the end of Abyss. Today we're doing level 109. This is just a nightmare. So stick with me. We're going to beat it today, and I'm going to show you how. Today we're utilizing our Terranor Guard team. This team is very good into Abyss all the way through the end, so as soon as you can build it, you're going to be able to benefit from all of these heroes. Now, if you don't want to build Terranor Guard because he's not really that useful after you finish Abyss, you can put him into the Grace of Growth, use him through Abyss, remove him, and you haven't wasted any resources. But all the other heroes I definitely recommend building. And first up, we have Adventure Ras. Not only does he protect the other people on your team, but he has an S number 2 that you can soul burn every single round. This is going to give you a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. It also has a chance at defense break for one turn, and you get another chance at defense break on your Terranor Guard turn. Just make sure Terranor Guard has the most attack on your team. We'll go ahead and go through his gear very quickly. Super easy to build. As you can see, I'm using level 78, 80 gear. You don't have to sink a lot of resources into your Ras for him to be very useful. If you have a build on RTA that you already use, I think that'll work just fine here. I keep him on Aureus. You want to get north of 1000 defense. 1200, 1300 I think is appropriate. Then something around 21 to 23,000 HP, and then north of 200 speed. Again, if you're pulling him at 230, 240 for RTA, that's going to work here. But you want to make sure that you get his effectiveness up to 85%. The final boss has 100 effect resist, so 85% to land all those debuffs. Next, we're going to go to Kitty Clarissa. Now, you can also use Camilla. I've done Abyss all the way through with both of those heroes, and you want similar stats. Kitty Clarissa, when we look at her, she's going to be able to dispel debuffs on your team. She has Restrict through her exclusive equipment. She has Unhealable as well. And then again, Duelist attack from the ally with the highest attack. So make sure that's Terranor Guard. We'll go through her build as well. Very, very easy to build. All you need here is some speed. North of 200, I think, is going to be good. And then at least 85% effectiveness. On the exclusive equipment, number 2 is the one that I use. I do like this one the best. And then for the artifact, really, this can be just about anything. I have this on her because I was using her for Hall of Trials when they had a burn, but you can use Warhorn, you can use Music Box. There's so many artifacts that you can use, and she'll work on all of them. Now, if you go into Camilla, Camilla will do, I think, a little bit more damage because she also provides an attack buff, but you miss the chance to remove debuffs. So either one of those, I think, is going to work. Next, we have Tamarin. She's useful into a ton of content, and this is one of the 2 heroes I recommend for new people building and coming up in the game. Pick up your Tamarin through the story, and then also pick up a Brieg as soon as you can. They are going to be super helpful in a lot of content, especially as you're going through and building your hunt teams, and especially as you're going through and getting started with expeditions. Now, Tamarin does pretty much everything. She gives you a combat readiness boost, she removes debuffs, she gives you healing, she also brings dual attack. So now we have 3 levels of dual attack from Adventure Ras, from Kitty or Camilla, and then we also have Tamarin. Super easy to build. Any combination of defense and HP with at least 185 speed is going to be good. She's a little bit too fast, but I really don't have any reason to change her gear because she's working just fine. Next, we want to have 85% effectiveness to make sure that we're able to dispel when we need to dispel. And then anything you have left over can go into effect resist. Not sure if I showed her gear, but we'll go through that real fast as well. A lot of this gear is quite old, but working out very well. And we have her onto Rod of Amaryllis. I think this is the best in slot for her because when you transform on your S3, you can get a heal, then you get another heal when you use your S3 to provide the attack buff and also the healing, so that makes sure that your heroes are always topped off. I ran her for a long time on Wondrous Potion Vial You can also use other artifacts that help her heal or remove debuffs, and she's going to work out just fine. And lastly, we have Terranor Guard. Now, one important thing about Terranor Guard is his passive ability. He gives himself a little bit of dual attack, and that's fine, but we're bringing 3 opportunities of dual attack, so we don't really need this. What he brings is combat readiness boost for all allies 25% and attack buff for himself when a dual attack is triggered. And then, of course, we talked about it, 75% chance of decreased defense for 1 turn, and the S number 3 hits surprisingly hard. If you get to TG's turn, and they already have a defense break, bust an S3, 30, 40,000, no problem, hits super hard. Again, if you don't want to build him, you can put him into Grace of Growth, but I've had mine built before Grace of Growth even started, and so, he's someone that I utilize and does really well. You can pull him into W13. You can also pull him into the Fire Expedition as a source of defense break, as long as you have his skills turned off. Let's go ahead and go over his equipment as well. Now mine is on Rage Set. You don't actually need Rage Set. He works as well on Destruction Set, but you want to make sure that he has a good amount of attack, at least 3,000, 100% crit chance if you can, and 300 or more crit damage. Optional, you can have 85% effectiveness, and he will work well when you need that defense break. Now, we're not really relying on it because we have Ras as our primary source of defense break, but it does come in handy as well to have Terranor Guard. Now, I also have him onto Daydream Joker. This works for more than half of the bosses in Abyss. Some bosses specifically say that they do not take additional damage or take reduced damage from attacks that are proportional to max HP, which means Daydream Joker, right? In that case, you can put on any single target artifact that will increase your damage, and that will work well. But honestly, I just use the Daydream Joker the whole time because I never remember. I often go into battles blind, and it's just too much work having to switch around the artifacts. Build this team when you can, and they are going to benefit you for a long time. This first phase has a crap ton of RNG. Community set is helpful here so you don't get reset on the first turn, but not really necessary. If you're using this particular team, you can go straight for the boss. Sometimes you'll hit him and he'll proc counter buff. Save your Kitty Clarissa S number 2 to remove it. You can also remove it with Tamarin, or just go into the ad a couple of times until it resets. No big deal. You do need to beat this phase before they get their ultimate abilities. On another account, I had eaten a couple of their ultimates, and it can wipe you if you're really low on bulk, if you went for a lot of damage, but it's just cleaner to try and beat them before their ultimates. Because it's the first phase, you can always reset it and try it again. Now, if you can beat this boss before the ultimate abilities, you don't need Extinction for the next fight. The Angelica fight isn't so bad. You can go straight for her, but make sure that you soul burn every chance you get. That's where Ras comes in. You want to make sure that you're soul burning with him every single round. If you get into a pinch, don't forget about the Terranor Guard S3 soul burn as well. The boss will put speed buff up, and you can remove it with Kitty or Tamarin, just like in the first round. You need to beat her before the mushrooms get their ultimate, or it's going to be game over. There's also a funny mechanic with this fight. After Angelica hits 0 HP, then you have to hit her an additional 5 times to dispel her buff and win. Honestly, I hate it. They're just trying to troll you and give the mushrooms an extra round to knock you out. Focus on going for Angelica, make sure you have Daydream Joker, and you can pretty much ignore all of the ads in this fight.
Will you play with me, Meow? Here, This is my stage.
Forward march! All right, let's do this. No destiny can stop me!
This is the start. Meow. Is it time for me, Meow? Destroying everything? Meow, meow. Too annoying. You can't close your eyes. Hello?
Move out! I'll protect you. I hope you're ready.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy going through Abyss with me. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.